Hi, it's Rob here again, and today I've got a few of my favourite video tools up on the screen. I've got AVS Video Editor, and I'm about to import some media. I've got Bandicam, which is my screen recorder, well, the one which I usually use anyway. And I've got some audio happening, the Virtual MIDI Controller 3 down here. So it all works. I'll give you a blast of that. So anyway, it's a MIDI controller, but it's virtual. I think you get the idea. Anyway, it loads up. I'll say yes to that. And there you have it. Now, the original video was created using Photoshop, basically, and it's just, you can see the line thickness and the colouring, the gradients and whatever. It's a rough drawing which I've then saved in Photoshop, like I've coloured basically and created in Photoshop, and then I've saved it and spat it out into Crazy Talk Animator, where I've manipulated it, moved it around, added a few copies, and generally just mucked about. And then I've gone into Virtual MIDI controller and put some audio. That's not really what I want to show you. I want to show you how easy it is to use AVS Video Editor. It's pretty cheap and cheerful. That's what I'm looking for. Cool tools that'll do the job without spending lag there at the start. So what I'll do, find the spot, play, pause, and I'll just trim right there, and I'll delete right there. And now I shall add something. What shall I add? How about a video effect? Perhaps we'll start with, if I can find it, a nice resampling. Okay, that's what it'll look like, and I'll just drag it down here to the particular line for video effects. I can add more lines, just add line. There's also a text line and an overlay line and an audio mix line. So it's way cool. So I'll just stop that and start it again and see what we've got. We've still got the audio. We've resampled the video. So now there's lots of stuff happening. Okay, so I'll pause it again and I'll go back a bit. So maybe there, and I'll snip, and it's just like cutting film, really. If you're used to cutting film, which I used to do in Super 8 days, it's just like getting the cutting tool out, and instead of having to use sticky tape, or what we used to call sticky tape, which was, well, basically sticky tape, but special Super 8 sticky tape, I must say, and a special Super 8 little cutting tool with clamp. And instead of doing that, we just, I'm waiting for a point to stop. Go back a bit. I can go back by frame. Go back, frame by frame, till I get where I want to be. Ah, that's it. Forward a bit. That's it. Snip that again. You have to click on it, trim it. Okay. And what have we got? Okay, so we might zoom it a little bit, and we'll go to storyboard, and we haven't got a lot to work with here, but I'll go to transitions and a range of transitions here. Burning fire, we'll just apply that to all, which was only one, and we'll stop it, go back to timeline, play. Okay, So that will look like this. Okay, and I'll extend the resampling, and I'll go back to video effects, and I'll do something different at the beginning, perhaps old movie. To about there, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, make it a bit longer. Oh, moving the whole thing. Don't want to do that. About to there. I'll watch carefully. Right, now I'll put a title in, which is clicking on the text, and got lots of options here. Plainest is usually the bestest. It'll look like that, and I'll pop one down here if it'll let me. Yep, and I'll shorten it to say there. While I'm here, I'll double click on old movie and fade it out a bit. To do that, I'll just drag this little guy, the slider, maybe to there, punch there, which is fade out, and lots of other controls here, including a mask, but let's not worry about it. You can explore those as you will. Open up text, and eventually it'll load. My machine's running XP on dual core hardware. It's fairly old, but does the job eventually. And this text should be editable. That's the whole point of the exercise. And I'm going to resize that, I think. You can change font and size, obviously. Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, maybe 72. Oops, where are we going? There it is. You can usually get out of trouble by taking that tick out of objects and putting it back in. For whatever reason, on my machine it sometimes does something funny, but it usually comes back to life if I do that. Okay, I think I need to put that there. And do I need shadow? Yeah, probably do. I won't change any of those settings. Color. Change the color. No, I won't color. Change the color of the edge. Make it black. I mean, you can fiddle with this for a longish time, but I won't. It defaults to a bit of fade, as you can see. There's some fade there and there, but you can adjust it if you want. The idea. And if I go back to, well, actually I'll show you duplicate object, drag it to the end, and duplicate old movie, drag that to the end, then edit it, and we'll create a fade in, punch in, okay, and now see what that looks like. Perhaps if I add another effects line, drag mosaic, and we'll just have a short burst of mosaic, say there. See what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. And I'll edit it. It's always nice to edit these things. See if I can drag that little slider to about there. Fade out, okay. And then I'll do the same at the other end. But I won't fade out it's fairly intuitive. This is AVS Video Editor, and I'm trying to show you just a quick and dirty way to edit, and there are alternatives. There are always alternatives in life. Some of them are cheaper and some of them are better, some are easier, some are harder. This is one of the ones I use. I also use Wondershare's Video Editor. It's pretty powerful, but even easier to use. Now, it's a good idea to save your project, and I'll just give it any old name. And what you do then, you can do lots of other stuff. You can record by clicking here, and it's got a media library where you drag and drop whatever you want, and you can produce a video, which is simply saving it in a range of different formats. It's got a really nice selection of formats. I'll click on it, although it's against my better judgment, because these things take time, and then I'll have to do more editing to edit out the time. But here you can see you've got a choice, all the usual types of file: QuickTime, WMV, MPEG, AVI, pump it out to a disk format, device format like iPad, iPod, whatever, smartphones, blah 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 blah, web, and create a WebM file, a QuickTime file, a flash file, real media, whatever, and you just go through the motions. It's actually quite intuitive and quite nice, and it works quite well. So there you go, and that's it from me. Thanks for watching.